In this video, we are going to look at the structure of the web page and see what are the key components that make up the HTML code of any page. We are going to start by looking at the Google homepage, which you are probably very familiar with, but it has a horrendous actual code behind it. I'm using Chrome, so I'm going to right click on the page and click on view page source. Now take a look at that. That's the code behind the google.com homepage. It's pretty horrendous, not very nice to look at, definitely not a good starting point for learning about HTML. So let's close that and get to a much simpler website. We'll go to example.com. There it is. Much nicer and simple website. And now if we look the source of this page, aha, much nicer. We can make sense of this. So we are just gonna spend couple of minutes looking through this document and see what it tells us about the general structure of a web page. So first of all, we have got our doc type. The very beginning of any HTML5, it's a good convention to tell the browser what sort of document we are looking at here. And this is just straightforward HTML page. So it's just the doc type HTML. There are various types of doc types. I'll provide the links in upcoming videos if you want to explore those a little bit more. But now we'll just move on. Every page we're gonna create is going to have the doc type HTML. Now here we have a definition, and this is what called the tag. So anything in these greater than and less than symbols is a tag. This is an HTML tag which once again just tells the browser that the HTML of the document starts here. You will notice that at the end of the document there's a very similar tag with a slash in it. Now that slash generally means a close tag. So what we are doing here is starting off with an open HTML tag and then finishing with a closed HTML tag. So within these two tags is all of the HTML code of this page, and that's the general principle as well, that every tag which you open you need to close it like that. Okay, moving on. Generally the first section of an HTML page is head, and that's where we store various bits of information about the page, and also in some cases link to other files that we need to download to get some information, and some styles or JavaScript which we'll be looking at later on. If we scroll down the page a little bit, if we scroll down the page a little bit, there we can see the closing head tag as well here. So a head is everything between these two opening and closing tags. So just to run through what a head is, we have got title within the head tag. Now title is actually what appears in the tab here. You can see the example domain, and there's the title, example domain. This is the opening title tag, this is the closing title tag, and the title appears in between these two tags. Okay, now this next one here is a meta tag. A meta tag is a bit of information about that web page. This one is a character set, and it is set to a very common character set UTF-8. Now we really doesn't need to worry too much about the different character sets. Again, I will give the link in upcoming videos. You can have a look and read more about it. It's important to set a character set, but it doesn't really matter which one you use. for now, and UTF-8 will do fine. So we'll just keep that in all the documents that we'll create. The second bit of metadata is content type. So once again, it just tells the browser that this is an HTML type of content, and it also sets the character set to UTF-8. The next meta tag is the viewport. Sorry. The next meta tag is the viewport. Now this is something that becomes quite important when you are developing for mobile devices. You might want to switch off zooming, or for example it's something that quite commonly done, and you will do that in the viewport tag, and all it does here is set the width of the page equal to device width and initial scale to be 1. So essentially the default viewport. Once again, if you are interested in viewport, I'll give the link in upcoming videos. Chapter 2 is all about Chapter 2 is all about style and CSS, so we are not going to go into this right now in great detail, but this is a style tag, and again we have got a close style tag here, which and in the middle we have got all of these styles, which basically just dictate the nice rounded borders here. Just dictate the you can see the rounded corners, what is the font like, and so on. We'll go into detail about that in our next chapter, and that covers the head. We are now at the end of the head. That's the main structure of the page: opening and closing body tag. We have got a div tag here. Div is just a division of a web page, so you normally divide your page into several different divs, and each of which might be a chunk of content. Here we have got only one division, and because it's a very simple page. Now within this we have got a header which is being represented by h1 tag. We'll talk about it in detail in the next video, but this just define our header example domain like this, and h1 tag is what makes it appear like that, big and bold. And then we have got a closed h1 tag. P is short for paragraph. So this is general text content of a page, and then we have got a closing P tag to end the paragraph. In the end we have got another P tag which defines the second paragraph, and this A tells us that this is a link, and this is a link that goes to this address here, and the text for that link is more information. If we go back and have a look over here, and if I bring my mouse over the more information text, you can see that it becomes a link, and I can click on it if I want to, and then once again we have but I don't want to, and then once again we have got a closing link tag and paragraph tag, and that's the end of our HTML page. So just a recap, we have defined the doc type HTML, we have got an HTML tag here, we have got an header which contains the title and various bits of information about the page, and then we have got body tag, then we have got body tag which contains the actual content of the page with various tags such as header, paragraph, and a link, and that will give you a good overview of how an HTML page should be structured. See you in the next video.